Welcome to The Leading Edge, Conversations with Saskatoon's Leaders. Hi, my name is Dave Hagel, and I'll be your host for this new program on Shaw Cable TV. The focus of our program is really quite simple. It's leadership. What is it? How does it work? What are some of the challenges that leaders face? Are leaders born, or are they made? What are some of the benefits of being a leader? What makes a leader tick? To explore these questions, I've invited a number of guests from within Saskatoon who are recognized as leaders within their area of expertise. So our guests have a wide variety of backgrounds and experiences. Some come from the private sector, the public sector, and the not-for-profit sector. Others don't come from any sector at all. They're individuals who've demonstrated leadership, and they've not only impacted their life, but the lives of others. And we'll also take a look at leaders in the sports and entertainment sectors as well. If you're brand new to leadership, we encourage you to stay tuned. We hope that you find the information in our show informative, exciting, and motivating. If you're currently a leader, we ask you to stay tuned too, and that you might find some new tips and tools and techniques that you can use to elevate your leadership skills to the next level. Our guest was born in Saskatchewan, raised in Saskatchewan, went to the University of Saskatchewan, has an undergraduate degree from the Arts and Science College, also has a law degree, has practiced law in the province, and most recently has been involved in chairing a number of local, national, and international associations. He currently serves as the president and CEO of Cameco Corporation, and it's my pleasure to welcome Tim Getzel. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
Well, I'm glad to have you. So let's start off with talking about leadership. What does leadership mean to you?
Well, you know, we're I think lacking leadership maybe in the world today in a lot of different areas. Leadership is so important in these difficult times. I say in the world we've gone through some difficult times with the financial crises that we've been through, just difficult politics around the world. And I don't think we spend enough time on leadership. It's really important for us at Cameco. We do spend a lot of time there trying to develop leaders at all levels of the organization. So leadership, very important.
Mm-hmm. So how would you define it?
You know, that's a good question. And I was sitting on a panel the other day at the university, and someone said, what's the definition of leadership? And I had actually done my homework. I'd gone on Google, and I'd Googled the definition of leadership, and I came up with 44 million hits for the definition of leadership. That just tells me that there is no one definition of leadership. And so maybe I can't define it very well for you, but I can tell you what I think it looks like when I see it. And I see it people that have passion, that have courage, that have humility, that have integrity, that strive for excellence. Those are the traits that we look for in a leader.
Mm-hmm. One of the other qualities that's really important for a leader is this unwavering commitment to values. What are the values that are important to you as a leader?
Yeah, we have values that we've tried to put into our company and that really affect me personally. And there's 4 of them really. We talk about safety and environment. Now that's in our business, and that's maybe a bit unique to the business we're in, but that is table stakes. Those are table stakes for us. We have to really focus on those things. Maybe one of the most important, people. I can tell you in my many years working in business, in law, in mining, it's always about the people. And you find the right people and get good people and surround yourself with those good people, and things will turn out all right. Really important, integrity. Saying what you're going to do and then doing it, staying strong to your word. Very important for us. Integrity, something that's built up over a myriad, maybe millions of transactions over your life and lost like that with one. And so we focus very much on integrity. And then excellence. I think the road to excellence is a long road. I'm not sure you can ever stop and say, well, we're excellent now. We've just made it. It's a continuous journey, a journey of continuous improvement. And so those are the values we try to focus on, whether it's at Cameco or whether it's just in my personal life. Those are probably the top 4.
So how do you get those values at your organization? Do you hire those people with those values, or do you spend a lot of time trying to inculcate those values amongst your folks?
Well, I'd say both. You know, we look for people. I think the right people. You hear certain authors talking about getting the right people on the bus, and I think that's really important. Is that you get the right people, and we don't always hit all the time. As much as we look for the qualifications and education, it's as much the reputation of the person and what they've done in the past. So we look for that. So it's not just business related. What have people done in the community? What have they done in their personal lives? What have they done for kids? Things like that are important to us as well. Then we get those people in the house and we work on the values I talked about. They are the values of the company. We make them a priority. We expect people to try to live them every day, and so it's a combination of people come in with a certain set, and we try to add to that package.
Mm-hmm. What are the aspects of leadership that you enjoy the most?
Oh, clearly it's the people. Working with the people. One of the most important jobs that I have isn't making great deals all the time. It's really leading, motivating, and developing the people. And I'll tell you, we are just blessed at our company, and I would say in this province and country, with motivated people that really want to make a difference. And that's another slogan you'll hear from us quite often, is that we try to make a difference, whether it's in industry, whether it's in our communities, in our families, in our homes. We ask our people to step up and make a difference, do something to help someone out make a difference. And so those are the things we work on and very important to us.
Mm-hmm. I was talking to a deputy fire chief several months ago, and he was talking about leading from your level. So I assume that would apply to your organization. You ask folks to lead from their level?
We have leaders at every level of our organization. Probably the most important ones are on the shop floor that are making decisions every day that can affect the company. And I say if we're trying to drive towards some goal, I can make a grand pronouncement, but I don't have my hands on all the levers every day. That we have almost 5,000 people working for and with Cameco around the world, and it's decisions that are taken every day in different locales, in different areas, different departments that are going to make the difference. So I try to provide some strategic direction, some vision as to where we're going, but it's really the decisions every day that people take that are important. So leaders at all levels of our organization.
How important is vision to Cameco and to you as a leader?
It's important. I have to say, I worry about focusing too much on it. To this, we talk about mission, vision, values, and you can sit in a room with a lot of consultants for a long time and argue over what the perfect vision, mission, values are, and not get a lot of work done in the meantime. So, that said, that you have to have the leaders at the top of the organization have to have a vision as to where we want to go with the company, and there's a difference, I think, between leading and managing. You have to manage. We have to have good managers that can help us sort out the chaos of a large organization with all of the different factors that they have to deal with every day, regulatory, financial, environmental, all of those things have to be sorted out. And that's a day-to-day exercise of managing the people. The leaders have to say, where are we going? Why do we exist? Where are we going? Where do we want to take this company? And so vision in that context, direction is very important.
Mm-hmm. What are the challenges you face as a leader?
Well, they're every day. They're constant, and never know from one day to the next whether it would be a personnel problem, a safety problem, a business deal that we're working on that goes good or bad. So, you have to be ready for just about anything every day. And so, I guess that's what the tools that you accumulate over your lifetime of experience working in different situations provides you with, just to be ready to deal with those things every day. But you don't do it alone. You've got a team of people that you call on. We work together at the senior levels as a group. We meet often. We collaborate. And so, that's why we're there, is to try and sort through. And I don't say we're perfect. We're not perfect. And sometimes we hit the right piece and sometimes we don't. But, I think we hit more the right than we don't. And so that seems to work for us.
Mm-hmm. What are the skills that you think are critical for a leader?
I have my own personal views on that. I was involved, it was probably 10 years ago. I was selected as a group to go on a leadership course, and we were fortunate enough to be sent around. We went to several different countries around the world. We were in China and India, We were in Washington, London, and then in Toronto, and we got to meet with leaders of all different sorts. There were sporting people that had done very well in sports. There was an army general. There were politicians, business leaders, and our directive was to study these people, talk to them, and find out what made them tick. What were the important pieces? What really drove them to be strong leaders? And everybody came up with a different list. And my list, and I remember them, there were 4 items really. Passion. You have to have passion for what you're doing. You have to get up in the morning with a sense of purpose, that you want to make a difference, that you want to do something. And it's not every morning you spring out of bed and go running off to work. But you have to have passion for what you're doing. So, good people have that. And let me flip it around. If you don't have passion for what you're doing, then you should probably change what you're doing, because you probably aren't happy and won't do a great job. Courage. You have to have courage. Courage to make the tough decisions, to stand up for what you believe in. And probably the biggest piece is courage to admit when you're wrong. And that, for leaders, we're very proud. We don't like to do that. That's one of the hardest things we probably have to do. That, in the courage sense, is a really important factor. Then I would say humility. Humility not in the sense of being meek or timid, but humility in the sense of you don't always know everything. You're not the smartest guy in the room all the time. People actually have really intelligent things to say, and you should just be humble enough to listen to them, take their views, and try and learn every day. And then the 4th one for me would be integrity. We talked about it a little bit earlier. As I say, built up over many years, reputation and integrity, but lost in a single move. And so you always have to be very careful about that, tell the truth, be good to your word. I think it was the Roman philosopher Cicero that said, a liar is not believed even when he tells the truth. Mm-hmm. And it's so true. If you get a reputation that people can't trust you, or that your word isn't good, or that your handshake's not solid, you've got trouble and you won't last long. And so I think Saskatchewan is built on that, and one of the reasons we're proud to be here.
Mm-hmm. Seems like in the last 6 or 7 years, our faith in leaders has been really shaken, and I think it's around this whole integrity issue, being involved in all sorts of illegal activities or scandals or, improprieties, and that's really shaken our faith in a lot of leaders, and the integrity piece is just so critical.
It is, and not proud of that, really. Being a leader comes with great responsibility, and that is responsibility to behave in an absolutely top-level manner, and you have to be every day on your best behavior, and sometimes have to sacrifice your own for the greater good. And sometimes we don't see that. We see some greed and some behavior that's just not appropriate, and people get very cynical very quickly about that. And I'm, as I say, I'm not proud of that, but I also would say the large majority are not like that. Those are the ones that seem to make the news, but the large majority of the people we operate in many different spheres are very, very proud people with a lot of integrity, very trustworthy, that you can bank on them, you can count on what they say. And so we shouldn't spoil the whole barrel of apples for the few bad ones that are in there, but I agree it's a difficult piece.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that those so-called bad leaders are the ones that get all the ink, and there's, like you say, there's tons of other leaders out there that are very good that we don't tend to talk about, or we don't tend to showcase.
At all levels, and it doesn't just have to be at the top of a corporation. I just see them everywhere I go. I have children that are involved in different activities, dancing and hockey and football, and I see leaders step up there every day, give of their time, and they have families too, but they give back, and these are just quality people that don't do it for the accolades or the glory or the money or anything. They just step up, and they want to make a difference in the community, and those are the people we should really focus on.
Mm-hmm. You're watching The Leading Edge, Conversations with Saskatoon's Leaders. I'm chatting with Tim Getzel, the President and CEO of Cameco Corporation. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to resume our conversation about leadership.